Could you watch her for a while? Hi everyone, I'm going to react to two. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, episode 39, Ramiris' warning. Last episode, they were having a meeting and then they introduced Rimuru, introduced Veldora to everybody. They stopped the meeting. Then Erald and Rimuru and Gazel had a meeting of their own. They came up with an understanding. Then they came back to the meeting. They talked a little bit about Hinata. And then Ramiris just like, boop, and she's like, they were doomed to fall or something or other like that. So that's where the episode ended. So before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreon.com/Filmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. I'm dealing with a cough, so sorry in advance if I start coughing on you all. It's been really bad. Like last night I couldn't sleep, just coughing like okay. Here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Ramiris? Dude, the girl's a little bug. Another team melody about to faint. Oh, so this one is like is she the one that's gonna faint? Oh my gosh. Could you watch her for a while? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. This show's so funny. They have like so many like awesome comedic timing. It's like I love this show. Like he just came in. This country is doomed to fall, and it's like I always love when they're having some kind of discussion. These three are always like in the corner. 部下ファルムス王国のエドマリス王がテンペストへ軍を向け戦争になり敗北したとする。眠れる邪竜暴風竜ベルドラを復活させた。He's not even listening. 俺の魔王化に意味を持たせ、ファルムス王国に全ての罪を着せ、俺たちが正義だったと主張するんだ。たった一人で2万もの軍を滅ぼした者に友好を口にされても暴風竜の仕業であるとするならば理解するのは容易だろう。Yep. He's proud. 我を天才と呼ぶとはなかなか見どころがある男よ。そっちの天才じゃねえよ。になったと恐れられ恨まれるよりも、リムル殿が魔王になったおかげで暴風竜に対する交渉が可能になったと感謝される方がいいですからね。特にベルドラには俺の罪を背負わせてしまうが。何も問題ないぞ。我はお前のカルマを共に背負うと決めていた。BFF。見事なおいや、発案者はガゼル王だし、俺は意見をまとめただけだよ。なるほど。俺たちはクレイマンに集中できるというわけか。これは勝たねば俺が無能だったということになるな。読む。おう。なんですって？読むを？まずはエドマリス王を解放し、 テンペストへの侵攻に対しての賠償を行わせる。本当の目的はファルムス王国内に内戦を起こさせることだ。一度滅ぼし、新しい国に生まれ変わる。
We'll destroy.
幸い彼は国民からの人気が高い。
He didn't know that. Withstand it. You gotta withstand it. Don't let it overpower you. You gotta be king.
知るかよ。俺だって好きで王様になろうってんじゃないんだ。売れた女の前で格好つけたかったってのもあるけどよ。
Of course.
バカ。
やるからには全力でやってやるさ。
Does that answer satisfy you?
だが実にヨウムらしい。ドワーフの王よ、俺も保証する。こいつは確かにバカだ。
You have to keep repeating it.
このグルーシスが見届けると誓おう。
Aww.
私も誓います。
So is Gracious never going back to his Eurazania?
ならばよい。何かあれば俺を頼るがよい。
やるじゃねえかグルーシス。まさか俺たちの前で堂々とカリオン様を裏切る宣言をするとは。
いや、そんなつもりでは。我が国が貴様に望むのは農作物の生産だ。他国と競合する分野ではなく、独自の分野を伸ばす方が。
欲しい作物は要相談ってことで。
さすがだな、旦那。任せてくれ。ファルムスは農業も発展しているし、
我らもヨウム擁立計画に協力できそうですので。
ほう。
ブルムンドはファルムスの貴族彼らと交渉し、こちらの陣営に加わってもらうというのはどうでしょうか。ヨウム殿が決起した際には後ろ盾として頼りになると考えます。
ふむ。その貴族たちを信用できると。
ミュラー公爵は実はブルムンド王と遠縁にあたりますし、ヘルマン伯爵はミュラー公爵に大きな恩があり、
Okay.
それにどうせご存知だったのでしょう。ドワルゴンの暗部の者たちならば我がブルムンドの情報局に匹敵しますからね。
He got eyes and ears everywhere, huh?
英雄の凱旋を華々しく演出しようじゃないか。
やろうぜ。
揃いも揃って国を担う人々が他者を疑いもせず本音で語り合うなどと。君は魔物であるリムルとやらを本当に信じているのかね。
You better.
ブルムンドはそれを正式な国家と認めなくてもよかったのではないかね。ましてここまで結ぶ必要はなかっただろう。利益を享受しつつも裏でこっそりと通報し、問題がないかどうか全てを一任してね。
That's because you don't know Rimuru.
ええ、もちろん俺も同じ意見でしたよ、エラルド公。リムル殿がブルムンドを訪れる前に信頼関係を結び、共存共栄の関係を築くというのが我が国上層部の結論だったのですよ。どうせ命運をかけるなら西方聖教会に助けを求めるのではなく、魔物の主を信じる方がいい。
Aww.
それが理由です。
それも上司とやらの判断かね。
その通りですよ。相互安全保障条約を締結した以上、必ず遂行しろと命じられました。
ちなみにその上司って。
我が国の国王陛下、その人です。
すまなかったね、フューズ殿。
俺がリムルを信じているのだから疑うまでもあるまいよ。
そうは言うがな、ガゼル。
だから決断していたからこそ貴様が出てきたのだろう。作詞エラルド、結論は。
The
私
tactician.
なりに結論は出ているがね。もう一ついいですかな。
ちょっとパパ、もったいぶらずにさっさと答えてよ。聞こうか、エラルド。
魔王吐き。なるほど。貴殿は魔王としてその力をどう扱うおつもりなのか。
うわ、なんだそんなことか。
Nothing. Protect his people. That's it.
俺が望むままに暮らしやすい世界を作りたい。
本当に実現できるとでも。
そのための力さ。力なき理想はざれ言だし、理想なき力は虚しいだろ。
るま深き魔王よ。あなたが覚醒できた理由が私にも理解できましたぞ。
Deep karma?
国ジュラテンペスト連邦国との国交樹立を希望いたします。何卒良きお返事を賜りたく存じます。
あ
こちらからも良き関係を築きたいと思っていた。その話ぜひともお受けしたい。
Oh my gosh. Boy, wake up.
よし、ペリマル。敵はクレイマン。叩き潰すぞ。
待ってましたよ。その命令を。
リムルよ。それで勝てるのだろうな。
勝つ。あいつは俺を怒らせた。関係ないな。戦いは勝つではなく質だ。
やれやれ。自分の常識が崩れる音が聞こえそうです。
向けて大きな一歩を踏み出したのだ。
I'm about to say, better not be over.
いいだで、ユーラザニアへ攻め込むんやで。
ああ、私の覚醒のためのちょうどいい生贄になってくれるだろう。そう思わないか？
いい、魔王間には相互不可侵条約があるんやろ。
薬師のミューランがあのスライムに殺された。それは魔王の座を奪うという私に対する脅迫であり。
なるほど。向こうが先に裏切ったんなら筋は通って。ミューランちゃん殺されてもうたんかいな。
ああ、預かっていた心臓は灰になったからね。
And another one replaced it.
そうか。子やったんにな。ほんまに自分の意志で今回の作戦を決めたんやな。
私に命令できるのはカザリーム様と恩のあるあの方のみ。
Oh,
魔王ミリムの支配を過信せん方がええ。
okay.
あれはカザリーム会長よりも昔からおる太古の魔王の一人なんや。
私が何者かに影響されているとでも言いたいのか。忌々しい。
Them who? Them, Laplace? Or them someone that he's thinking might be controlling him? Okay. Oh, wait. I paused it, but is there an after credit? There shouldn't be an after credit, right? Yeah, no after credit. Okay. Okay, when it comes to the meeting, I feel like I'm not gonna. I'm about to say, like I've read everything and everything sounded good, but it's not like I retained a whole lot of what they talked about. But now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I retained some stuff. So yeah. The whole thing about how they were gonna spin him becoming a demon lord. I think he said that they were gonna tell the whole world that he's a demon lord, but they're not gonna tell them how it happened. They're gonna say, I don't think I fully understood what he said, or I fully grasped it. I think it said that they were gonna say that the king invaded, right? And there was battle, and with something the battle, or maybe the number of people that died or something, sort of like made Veldora awake, and then he got upset, and he's basically the one that killed the whole 20,000 troops or whatever. And then I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and look at it because I feel like I didn't fully grasp it. But the thing is, they're gonna say, okay, he became a demon lord. Veldora is the one that killed people. Veldora is now awake, and he's now being sort of like the protector of the Jura Forest and Tempest and all of that. I think they said that Rimuru and Youm were sort of like fighting against Falmuth people, the soldiers and stuff. I don't know. I don't remember. But Okay, so he became a demon lord. Veldora is now sort of like the protector of, of everything that happened. And Youm was basically like a big part of what happened. And, and that's it. And then they said they were gonna instigate a civil war. They were gonna release the king that they have captured. They were gonna demand reparations from him. He's not gonna accept, and that's basically like the people of Falmuth are not gonna accept that reparation thing, and that's gonna create some kind of civil war. And then Youm is gonna become the king at the end of it. That's what I got from that. And Gazel try to make sure that he's ready to assume the role of king, and he's like, yeah, whatever. He's been given this by someone that trusts him to do the job, and he's gonna do the job, and he's gonna do it to impress the woman that he loves. I love when Lucius was like, yeah, he's stupid. He kept repeating the fact that he's stupid. You have to be like, stop calling me stupid. But then he's like, I'm also gonna be watching over him, supporting him, and all of that. And Gazel was okay with that, So that happened, and then they were like, okay, so that basically is gonna free Rimuru to go after Clayman. Now, as they were talking about everything, Erald is there just like, look at all these like basically leaders of these nations just discussing things in front of me like nothing and something or other like that. And then he just got up and started asking Fuze about why they are the kingdom of Blumund is so like, has established this thing with the nation of where the leader is a monster, considering the fact that there's sort of like a hatred, can I say? Or at least when it comes to the Western Holy Church, they don't like monsters. So it's like, why establish this relationship with them and thereby sort of like turning yourself against the Western Holy Church? Why not, yes, deal with them, but sort of like in secret and still pass on info to the Western Holy Church and all of that. And Fuze is like, basically, if I have to count on the Western Holy Church, I'd rather work with a nation of monsters than with the Western Holy Church. And that's also the position of his king. Have they actually shown the king? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I know Fuze, like in the first episode, Fuze was talking to someone. I don't remember who that was, but either way, Fuze also said something about he knows 2 nobles in the kingdom of Falmuth that could support Youm's ascension to kingship. So yeah, Rimuru asked him to talk to these 2 like in secret, So after that, Erald asked Rimuru a question. He's like, I want to ask you a question, and then before I give you my answer as to what my decision is when it comes to having a relationship, I guess, with Tempest. And he's like, okay. And before he even asked the question, Rimuru started pulling out all this aura, as a demon lord, all this aura and everything. And I'm like, I guess he understood, he could figure out what he didn't actually figure it out because he was surprised by the question. So why did he start putting out his aura before Erald even asked him what he was gonna do now that he's become a demon lord, And he was surprised by the question, so I don't know. But either way, he just told me that he wanted to create a world where everyone can just basically live happily. excuse me, where everyone can just live happy, you know. And I'm like, yeah, that's Rimuru. At first, I was like, I believe I said it, that I thought he was going to use his demon lord powers to protect his kingdom, and that's true. But what he wants most is to create a better world. But then if you come after his people, you know, he's not going to let you. So, yeah. So that happened. And I believe they started talking about Clayman, and Gazel was asking him if he really believes that he can take Clayman, and he's like, yeah, he pissed me off. So, and then Gazel told him about how Clayman has all these people that he controls and whatnot, and he's like, yeah, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And, you know, even Erald was like, yeah, I can't say anything about this. So I think it was from there that they go to Clayman. Oh, no, before that, Erald made a comment. Demon Lord of such deep karma. Okay, he said, now, okay, Demon Lord of such deep karma, now I understand why you awakened. And then I'm like, first of all, why did he say deep karma? Demon Lord of such deep karma. I know, like, I believe in a previous episode, it's like Milim was the lord of something, the Ramiris was the lord of something or other. So is Rimuru now the lord of deep karma? Is that what he's the lord of? Ramiris was the lord of the labyrinth. Milim is the demon lord of absurdity. And now he's calling him the demon lord of deep karma. So is that what he's the demon lord of? You know, and then he's like, now I understand why you have awakened. And I asked myself many times, what was the difference between demon lord and between a demon lord and a true demon lord, you know? And I need to find the comment, because I feel like it goes well with what I just read. Okay, so I was confused, right, about the difference between a demon lord and a true demon lord, you know. And Zerent at first told me that a demon lord, because Rimuru, before he became the demon lord, he had a seed, right, and that seed needed to be, you know, needed to sprout, and in order for it to sprout, he had to consume all those 10k souls, right? So it's like, okay, the demon seed, if you have the seed, you have not consumed it yet. And if you consume it, then you become sort of like an awakened demon lord, right? And I was still confused about demon lord and true demon lord. And then Zerent is like, okay, demon lord is a title and the true demon lord is an evolution. So how do you gain the title of demon lord? I guess that's what my thing is. At first I thought, you know, okay, you're a demon, and then you somehow gain the demon lord seed, and then you consume the 10k souls, and then you become a demon lord. That's where my mind was. But based on how the show goes, and based on what Seren said, and based on what the show itself is telling me, it's like, okay, you are called a demon lord, but you may not have gone through the 10k souls, the consuming of the 10k souls and whatnot, to become a true demon lord, right? So how do you get the title of demon lord in the first place without having consuming anything, you know? And in this particular episode, Erald is like, now I understand why you've awakened. and he's awakened because he has consumed those demon souls, right? And then the seed sprouted. Now, with Clayman there, while he was talking to Laplace, he's like, okay, he's gonna invade Eurasenia, and then there are still a whole bunch of people there, humans included, and that he was basically gonna use them to awake. Oh my goodness. Basically, he's gonna use those souls to awake to become a true demon lord, right? Am I understanding this properly? So, if that's the, I guess my main question is, how do you become a demon lord in the first place? How do you gain the title of demon lord? And how did they get that title? And it's clearly not every demon lord is a true demon lord. Like, they have not truly awakened, right? So that's my my question, basically. Sort of confused a little bit about that. So now he's having this discussion with Laplace, and then he's telling him about invading, and then Laplace asking him, okay, isn't there like a pact between demon lords and whatnot? And he's like, I'm just gonna tell them that what was he gonna tell them? Basically, he was gonna spun this story to basically make it seem like they broke the pact first, so he has to retaliate or something or other like that. That he's not the one that did anything. And Laplace was asking him, shouldn't he wait after Walpurgis happens and whatnot? And I don't quite remember what his answer was to that. But then he mentioned, okay, is this idea, this thing that you're doing, is it really your idea? And that sort of like pissed, after Laplace left, it sort of like pissed him off. Even before Laplace left, Laplace is warning him about his control over Milim. So that's, I guess my question was answered, I guess. Because when Milim attacked the Eurasenia, I'm like, wait, is she being controlled? So it's like he's supposedly is controlling her, to do his bidding and whatnot. So Laplace warned him about his control over her, that she's like one of the oldest demon lords, so not to basically be complacent or whatever about his control over her. And then he mentioned the fact that, okay, is this idea really coming from you, or are you being manipulated, control someone else doing this? And then he leaves, and then he got upset. So are you saying that I'm being controlled or something or other like that? So if that's the case, if the idea really didn't come from him, from whom did it come from? Is it from Yuki? Because clearly Kazalim, who is someone that even what's his name? Clayman just said that he takes orders from only two people. He takes orders from Kazalim, and then from someone that he owes a debt to. Who is that someone? I have no clue. So only those two people. So I'm not gonna say. I feel like, yeah, I'm assuming that Kazalim is someone that has awakened. I mean, I feel like if you've awakened, you are clearly stronger than someone that has not. So it's like, what was I going? Yeah, so who is controlling Clayman? I don't know. Guess we'll see about that. Now, this episode, the title is like Ramiris' warning or something, right? Nothing came of that. They didn't touch on it. She just was like, you guys, the country is doing. So as I was saying, she's like, okay, you guys are doomed to fall and all of that. And then Black just like picked her up. It's like, okay, Master, what do you want me to do with her? For this, I don't think he said fly, but he basically like diminished her, you know, like she's nothing. And Ramiris was trying to get away from him, but she couldn't, even with all her whatever. And she's like, I'm telling everyone that she's a demon lord, even though she looks like that. And no one was like shocked. I thought everyone was gonna be like shocked and be like, oh my gosh, another demon lord, like he's friends with another one, you know. But I guess with the shock of seeing Veldora come back and all of that, they were, it wasn't that big of a deal to her. No. And they told her that Veldora was back. And she's like, no, Veldora's not back, you know. Like, I think she said she buried him like something or other with just a punch or something or other a long time ago, something or other like that. So she wasn't believing that Veldora was back. And Rimuru was like, telling Black to give her to him, and then he just took her right over to Veldora, put her like right in front of Veldora's face. He's like, Veldora, and they just like passed out. And Rimuru just like told Veldora to keep an eye on her. And that was it. So she didn't actually tell us anything about what was gonna happen to Tempest, you know. But she started with, I heard everything. Heard everything from where? From who, you know? Oh my goodness. I barely slept last night because of this cough. Barely slept. Yeah, so she basically told us nothing. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? What did you learn? But I guess we'll see some of the time. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to episode 40, the link is gonna be in the pinned comments. Just click on it and check it out. And I'll see you next time. Bye. We work towards one solution, through spirit evolution. I am the one.